All right, the Reds, it's Talking Reds, and Thursday's Talking Reds from now on will be brought to you from here, the back kitchen. We'd really like you to come along and have your brekkie, have your brunch, have your dinner, whatever you call it, here in the back kitchen. We're supporting this place because basically it's looking after people that were formerly homeless, giving them skills, giving them a job, giving them confidence, giving them something to put on a CV, giving them a way to crack on with life. And the scran's sound as well, and the scran's cheap. The problem is not enough people know about it. So we want to raise awareness. We've been here before, we've given it a shout before, and we've had feedback that people have turned up off the back of it. So we're going to be doing it every week from here. Now, where is it? That's the thing. I think not enough people know exactly where it is. So you've got Albert Dock over here to my right. To my left, you've got Five Guys. You've got all the food places at Liverpool 1. You've got John Lewis, and then Hilton over there. All of those things should give you a rough idea where it is, and there it is there, the back kitchen. You can look it up on social media as well. As I say, it's a fantastic cause, fantastic scran as well. Let's get in there and talk about the Reds. Okay, we're inside now and I'm joined by Lizzi Doyle and we're going to have a chat about the Reds and that. But let me just say before we start, I've got the menu here. Sound, you know, I've got a cup of tea or a bacon butty on the way. But the breakfast in here looks sound, you know.
It does look nice, doesn't it?
£5.50 in the middle of town, Chavash Park, Liverpool 1, all that. And you're getting 2 bacon, 1 sausage, 1 choice of egg, black pudding, hash brown and beans served with toast.
Usually the toast's like on the side, isn't it?
And you're not getting it for £5.50.
No.
And if you're going elsewhere, if you're going to all these chains just roundabout, well, your money's just, you know, serving a corporate entity. Whereas if you come here, you're helping people achieve qualifications, learn transferable skills, gain employment, all that kind of stuff. It's a really good cause, and that's why we're going to back it, and that's why we're going to be here every week for the foreseeable and do Talking Reds from here every Thursday. So we want you to come in, and we know that it's helped in the past when we've given this place a shout. So we're going to continue to give it a shout. Get yourself in, as I say. But in terms of the Reds then, big news this morning is that there's a little bit of movement on the Anfield Road expansion. It is, of course, something we all want. I think equally, though, it's worth saying that, you know, they've got to be mindful and respectful of the people who live in Anfield and work in Anfield. In the past, that hasn't always been the case. I think Liverpool Football Club's got to take some responsibility for how Anfield was run down, and certainly the streets nearest to the ground and things like that. So not every resident who lives there obviously is like, oh yeah, let's build a massive new stand. So they're speaking to the community, they're starting a series of consultations. Also, they'll be giving out information at the match, and they posted 5,000 leaflets around it. There's a line in the Echo piece as well that they're aiming for the ground to ultimately be 60,000 plus. I think also as well, it comes at a time when people are absolutely scrambling in the members' sale.
Yes.
What a coincidence. For tickets. But it just shows the demand, doesn't it? And currently as well, with Liverpool being as good as they are, demand's absolutely sky high.
Yeah, no, it's about time. But like you say, you've got to consider the people that do live at Anfield, because they're the ones who are affected by it. Obviously, we need and want a bigger stand. That's the whole. Yeah. That's the whole. We need a bigger stadium. We're the biggest club in the world probably at the moment. We've just won the Champions League. We were massive as it was, but now we're huge. Everyone wants to come and watch us. The type of football we're playing, the atmosphere. You're looking at like the Barcelona game last season. Everyone wants a piece of it at the moment, and it's getting harder and harder and harder to get tickets. And I don't know, 6,000 seats might not do a lot. I don't think it's the answer, but it's certainly a start. It's certainly better. I just hope, and I think it's wishful thinking, but I just hope it's just 6,000 seats. It's not, you know, we're not thinking about extra corporate numbers. I would, wishful thinking again, I'd like there to be some consideration for young local kids between like the age of 16 and 18 to have a section where they can go with the mates and they can go together, or even something like 16 to 25 or 24 where, you know, the mates can all sort of go to the match together. I think that would be quite nice, but I don't think it'll happen. But like say, to start?
Well, they said before, I think, that they were going to struggle with the corporate offer, if you like, on the Anfield Road, and that was maybe one of the reasons they weren't going ahead with it.
I think you're bacon butties, yeah? Yeah, it's fine, yeah.
Yeah, bring it over, you know, it sounds, yeah. I'm just waiting on my bacon here. But yeah, they said before they'd struggle with the corporate offer. Thanks a lot, mate. Bacon butty. Yeah, a bit of red, please, mate. Get in. Of course. But they said before they'd struggle with the corporate offer, and that was why maybe it wasn't going to go ahead. But there does seem to be movements. Obviously, that other planning permission lapsed that they'd had in place for some while. This is sort of, thanks, mate. This is the beginning of a new process, if you like. So I think, you know, I've been anxious for Liverpool to punch its weight. I always have. And like, I'm glad we stayed at Anfield. I'm glad that it's on that footprint. Okay, it's going to change, it's going to look different over the years. It's not the Anfield it was way back when we took over the place from that other team. But I'm glad that it's that footprint, you know what I mean? So I'm glad that you look at that pitch and you go, that's where Stevie scored that goal against Olympiacos and that kind of thing. I think that's better than it being some
brand
kind
new
of
stadium,
soulless bowl like so many places are now. Yeah,
you don't want a shell, do you? And this is the thing where you hear the phrase "victim of your own success" a lot, but it's true. It's true with football teams, with Liverpool, probably Man United as well in a way. But with Liverpool, we've got an old stadium there that we're trying to renovate, that we're trying to build on top of, that we want to keep. We want to keep the history of it, and it's just so hard with all the factors around it that you've got to take into consideration. But this is it. If you want to keep Anfield, this is what we've got to go through. And I think, on the whole, we do. I think the main stand was a brilliant development. I think it's absolutely fantastic, and it makes Anfield look like a monster now. And I know we always used to talk about the Kop and the big Kop grandstand, and you still do talk about the Kop, but on pure stature and size. Like I do a slot on Radio City Talk every Thursday, and I always look out at the Radio City Tower, which is like 350 foot in the air, and it's just enormous. Like, and you look at it and it's impressive. And I think if the Anfield Road can add a good few thousand on top of that, all of a sudden it looks like a proper, not that it doesn't look like a proper football stadium already, but you know what I mean, where you get that sort of bloody hell, this is big, this is business. I think it'll only do good for it, but it feels like there still should be more, but I don't know what else they can do. Like, is 6,000 the maximum they can add to it, or could they add more, but then they don't want it overshadow the main stand and the Kop? What's the score with it?
Yeah, they haven't said, have they? I think it's just the beginning of the process rather than the end, so we shall see, and I'm sure there will be more news on it as time goes on. There is more news on the training ground as well. You've probably seen that by now. Some pictures, they had a bit of a press day around the new training ground. It will be great, I think, to get everyone on one site. I know there's some opposition around leaving Melwood and things like that, but you know, it's happening now. It's on its way. Those pictures showing that, you know, it's well on its way. It looks fantastic. And I think as well, for me the biggest thing about it is just having everyone on the one site. You know, it should feel like a club. You know, so the kids should feel part of, you know, the same thing as the first team. It shouldn't be separate. Yeah. And the idea that they used to be getting bussed around, but they still are, obviously. And, you know, it should just be like, you know what, you're brilliant, come and train with the first team today, and you can just go over there and do it, do you know what I mean? Yeah. And I think that would be really inspiring to the youngsters. So when that happens, it will be brilliant. Listen, loads of stuff as ever on the Anfield Wrap, on the app as well. And one thing that's on there at the moment is an interview that we did with Jurgen Klopp. You can download the app and you can have a watch of that. He was good value as ever. It's from a while back, but you may not have seen it. You also get a load of free tokens, which means you can have a go at some other premium content as well. So here it is, an interview with the big man.
Final whistle goes, and everyone's watched the video of you in the 7 minutes after the final whistle, and the way you spoke to the Tottenham players, and you know, because you know, I'm not even going to ask what you said because you're all football professionals and you've got to offer them consolation. But you did what everyone did, which was when you looked at Jordan Henderson, you looked at me like you burst into tears, and we were doing the same thing in the stand. I think when everyone looked at Jordan Henderson as he was collapsed, you know, that weight that he's been carrying around as Liverpool captain to get that release, and you grabbed him, and the look on your face was genuinely moving to see all that back. When you think of it now, what was going through your mind at that moment with him?
With him and Robbo's arm. Yeah, obviously between. I didn't think a lot, to be honest, in that moment. It started with the walk to Poch. It was pretty much the first moment when I really realized that we probably will win the game, because you are in the tunnel, you are like cut out everything. We scored a 2-0. I only saw in the videos after the game that Alberto Moreno just jumped in my back. I knew somehow he was in my back, but I didn't know that it was him. And then when I watched the videos back, then I saw, oh, Albi. Nice. And so I walked to Poch, wanted to show him the respect he deserves for all what he did. And yeah, absolutely. Had a few words with him, and I walked back and had a look to my family. And from that moment on, I had no clue what I did. Yeah, that's true. That's true. It just all happened. I saw Vertonghen sitting there, and didn't want to let him sit there. You cannot have the right words. After the Kiev final, when people asked me, what did you tell the boys or Lois Karius and stuff like that, I didn't speak really, because I'm a big supporter of the thesis that if you don't know what to say, shut up. If you have nothing good to say, then please be silent. And so I had a few words for sure with Vertonghen, with all the other guys, with Heung-min, who I know for a long time, because I really felt for them. That was this strange, pervert feeling that you are constantly between and oh my God, sorry, and it's unbelievable. And it was all there, and so I was only I had this view. I saw only these guys. You can see it probably. I saw the video, when I was running, and then I see Ali coming. Yeah, here, and then it was really like this, going somewhere, and then Ali's coming. It was always like, that's why I watched all the videos back, because you have only this view. That's all what you see the whole time, and it makes it's a better place on a stand actually, because you see, oh look there, and you have only this little one, and that's so it was really special, most special 7-8 minutes of my life, football wise, where you just don't know what to do, and everything is wonderful.
Okay, so there you go, an interview with Jurgen Klopp, always good value as ever. My voice has gone a bit mad because I've just had some of my butty sauce. But if you've downloaded the app, and if you subscribe already, and if you download the app right now, you will be entered in a draw to win a signed James Milner shirt. The closing date for that's today? Tomorrow. Okay, so get involved. It's free to download the app, obviously. It means you can get a little taster of what we're doing, and it means you can watch that interview that you just saw a clip of, and you might win a James Milner shirt, which is signed, and he's signed. You can put it in a frame, you can give it someone to Kimbo, you can put it in the back room, you can do what you like with it, but yeah, get involved. Every day we ask you your questions. Put your questions in the comments below. We'll ask it the next day, type of it, or answer it the next day. So some from yesterday, I'm going to pick one now. I'm going to go for Lizzie. If Klopp never wins a domestic trophy, will his tenure with the Reds be considered a success?
Yes, full stop.
I agree. He's won the European Cup.
It just feels like common sense to me, and I also think, what do you class as success? And are we talking about Liverpool fans talking about success? Are we talking about other fans talking about success? For me, if you're talking what I personally think about success, and considering Jurgen Klopp, what are you doing? What was that?
I was trying to make you laugh.
Oh God.
Success.
Completely lost my train of thought. I was about to go on like a lovely little point about how posh Jurgen Klopp is, and you're doing like this mad tea pouring stunt.
He is boss, though, isn't he?
Yeah, he's great.
He's boss.
I love him. What I was going to say was, it all depends on what you count as success. For me, success was him taking over a team in, what was it, 2015, wasn't it? That's all. It was that season in October. Yeah.
October 2015, yeah.
And he gets us to 3 consecutive European Cup finals. Obviously, 1 Europa League, 2 European. We win one of them. And he turns us from a mediocre team into a world-class team. Now, if that's not success, then I don't know what is. And I know trophies say a lot. We know that Liverpool in its history has won trophies for fun with the likes of Paisley and Shankly, but times have changed, and there's no secret that we haven't won the league for 30 years. We're aware of that. Jurgen Klopp's aware of that, and he's building a team, but not just a team, he's building a legacy, so hopefully we have more of that to come in the future.
Yeah, it's so hard to win the league now as well. I mean, I think once upon a time you maybe had 1 or 2 sides that you might be contending with at the top, but now, there's a big 6, isn't there? And I know some of them are struggling right now. Get in. But, it's difficult to do. And I think what I wanted from Jurgen when he came was, ideally win things, and ideally win things home and abroad, and ideally win the league. But just give us some finesse and some fight back. And, at times that's been missing. I wrote a piece this week, I think it's just be out there now, about Hodgson. They asked me to compare sort of the Hodgson days to now, and I was like, Jesus
God,
Christ.
how long have you got?
When I started to go over it though, it was unbelievable. There was bits that you forgot, you know, stuff he came out with. I remember when we were in like 19th place under Roy Hodgson, and he come out with a quote saying, you know, like the best we can hope for is like finishing in the top half.
Remember the Derby one?
Yeah, we get beat in the Derby, and he's saying it would have been utopia to beat Everton. No, it wouldn't. We beat them all the time.
And he said it was the best we played all season or something as well,
yeah, he
didn't
tried
he?
to sell a defeat as a good performance, and it was like, no, lad. He had to go at fans, he had to go at journalists, said a journalist that we all know was too scouse. Try and work out who that was. Yeah, he was just a bell, and he wasn't suited to Liverpool Football Club. He was totally wrong, totally the wrong man, totally the wrong appointment. Whereas Klopp is the complete opposite. From day one when he came in, you know, you were sold. You were like, yes, this man's a leader, this man's got vision, I can get behind this fella. And he's delivered. And the idea that, you know, if he didn't end up with a league title, I mean, what's he ended up with already? 97 points, the third highest total in the top English league in history. Okay, didn't get the trophy at the end, but you can't...
It's an achievement.
But you can't control what Man City are doing and what they buy and how they perform. So ultimately, you know, he deserves credit for that. And listen, I obviously think we will win the league anyway under his tenure, so I think we'll be fine. But I understand the question. I think the question comes from sort of our fed information a lot of the time by the media. You know, if you don't win the league, it's not a success. It's not that easy.
No, it's really not easy to win a league.
That's why the City will be a light when we finally do it. Because, you know, I remember 13-14 when we beat City, and it looked like we were well on our way to doing it. And I remember coming out into town that night, and honestly, it was unbelievable. It was absolutely, everyone was out, everyone was singing, it was superb. And people always say, what will it be like when we win the league? I reckon it'll be like that.
Bedlam.
It'll be like that, but times 10. So yeah, I'm looking forward to all that happening. What else are we meant to be talking about?
I think there's a couple of things to mention.
The awards?
Yeah, obviously the awards. There's FSA Awards. I don't know when the voting closes, but we're nominated for Fan Media of the Year. We really, really, really would like to win it. We come very close last year, and it needs all of your help and all of your support. And you do it so well, you support us all the time, just by watching these videos, subscribing, liking, whether it's free content, paid content, a little tweet, whatever. The support is greatly appreciated, but just one little step further if you could vote for us, and also share it and tell your mates to vote for us as well.
We'd love to win it.
Yeah, the link is www.theanfielddraft.com/vote for tour, TAW, so that's theanfielddraft.com/vote for tour, and it means we might get to go on a nice little do. It's like it's in a packed December, like, to be fair.
I think it's when I'm in guitar, actually.
I
can't go.
Well, I can go, so it doesn't matter that he can't. Like, I've ordered like 5 dresses for something else, by the way, so it means I can keep one and, you know, save it for then. So if you want Lizzie to have a lovely night out, please vote for Lizzie. Press the link so Lizzie can get dolled up. I mean, everyone's heard me on AFQ talking about when I have me one print night a year. And that's usually for my mate's birthday, and she's not having a print night this year, so I need a print night. So do it for me, do it for the prints, and if that doesn't get you to vote, then I really just don't know what will.
Should be based
on
a
sell.
The red hot content we produce day after day, you know, like this. Also as well, a quick shout for some lads who are young lads in the city making these t-shirts. Corbyn's Tricky Reds. I know you don't know about Labour, and I know you want to have a go at me in the comments. Fill your fucking boots. These lads are sound. Liverpool and Everton fans, just making a couple of t-shirts. They've done this one. They've done one with Boris Johnson as the Joker. I liked them. They brought one in. They said, will you wear one on a video? So I'm doing just that. I hope it helps, boys. If you want to find one, if you want to get one yourself, they're on Twitter, and their handle is Lefties. See what they've done? Lefties1, so it's left in capital letters, then EES and the number 1. And you can DM them for info if you would like a Corbyn's Tricky Reds t-shirt.
And just some advice, it's the last day tomorrow to register to vote, and I'm just going to throw that out there and leave it. Just some information that it's the last day to register to vote tomorrow.
Make your vote
whatever
count.
You wish, but it's very important.
Make
and I'm
your
just
vote
going to throw that out there.
Well said. Make your vote count, and also do come down to the back kitchen. They are on Instagram as well. They are brought to you by Liverpool Homeless Football Club, another fantastic cause. We really want to get behind them. We really hope you do too. The Scran sound. I'm going to go and finish my bacon butty.